coming and getting money out. Welcome in. How's everybody doing? We are just getting started. We're just logging on. She slipped out on me. Down on me. Down on me. Welcome in, Miss Julie. Eat that pussy good. You never know about. Let your brain blown out. Welcome in, everybody. How's it going? Hey, Julie. I hope you're having a good day. Welcome in, Miss Danielle. Welcome in, Miss Sue. How's everybody doing today? We are just getting started. We are just getting rolling. You have not missed anything. We're just logging on. Status on some hood shit. Welcome in, Miss K. Welcome in, Miss Christy. Welcome in, Chandler. Hell's bells. Fast who rich. We was in the trenches. You know I miss you niggas. Welcome in, welcome in. Money at the strippers. How's everybody doing today? I hope we're having a good night. Then the one who sent me Erika. I'm just playing. Let's turn up some energy though, man. I feel like the energy's trying to slip back into the swamp. I'm trying to get it back out the swamp. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's see if we can't turn up a little bit, you know what I mean? Let's see if we can't push all that out from under the swamp. I hope everyone's having a great night. I hope everyone's doing all the things. We're probably going to pop off with collective here. You know what? The list is open. We're doing 12-12 today for reads. So if you guys would like something felt into, if you maybe have a question or a topic, thank you so much for the follow, a question or a topic that you would like, you know, to be felt into, or maybe you don't know what you want at all and you just want a general. We can do that too. So don't not worry. You don't have to know what you need. Don't worry. Spirit will give you exactly what you need, I promise. That's the one thing I can promise. Oh no, let's not. Let's not. That's a little sad. After we just said we're gonna turn up, and then 7 years comes on. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, Val, and thank you, Ada. B, does Lucas still love me? So, Miss B, I can't feel into Lucas's energy without his energetic permission. But I can do a love relationship read for you, but it would be placed in your energy. So it wouldn't be placed in what Lucas is going to do. It would be placed in your energy. List is open. We're doing 12-12 today. We got Cash App, we got Venmo. Just make sure that when you donate, you come back in, you let us know that you donated. That way we don't miss you, because sometimes those notifications are a little slow to come rolling in. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Alright, I think I'm going to pop off with collective. Let's just get right into it. I don't even care. While we're doing collective, please smash that screen. Please share the live. It helps us stay on FYP, and it makes a huge difference. So it might not seem like a lot, but the taps really do help. If you guys have a collective question while we're tossing the collective, regardless of what it is, you can always throw it down in the comment section. Just keep in mind, everyone always asks what's a collective question. It doesn't require me to tap directly into you for the answer. So it could be a spiritual topic or whatever. Maybe you want to share a win. You can stay in here and share a win too. You don't got to bounce on out, you know what I mean? Oh, Lord. See if we can't get a few more people in here, and we're going to pop off with collective, and we'll see what we got going on. Welcome in, CC. I see their seeds as such. I think I gotta share it to my mod. Alrighty. Why don't we just start? What does it matter? What does it matter? Oh, Lord. I tell you what, this part of the collective that's in here right now is starting to put things aside, and I feel like that's really extremely important. A lot of people don't really talk about it. But I got the Five of Cups in reverse, and they're talking about almost with this reversal, they're kind of taking it as though you're moving out of the stagnancy, you're moving out of the sorrow, of the pain, of the feeling left out, of the almost being the outcast. You're moving out of that, and you're starting to kind of put your attention elsewhere instead of that woe is me story. You're starting to flip your script in the way that you're flipping your perspective. This is why I have this hangman here. They're talking about how you're starting to see things differently, and I feel like you're creating your own abundance. I don't feel like you're learning that you're abundant. I feel like you're actually creating your own abundance. Now, I feel like this part of the collective was somebody who had most of their battles internally. Not saying you didn't fight things on the outside, not saying there weren't struggles. Of course, there definitely were. But they're talking about how most of your hardest, like, things to overcome, the things you had to get past, a lot of it was you doing it to you. You talking to you, your inner monologue, the things that you would replay to yourself is kind of the energy here. And they're talking about somebody who just doesn't stop. Like, this is the, like, I'm not resting right now kind of a thing. I do feel like I need to tell you that it's not an overnight, like, success. So you do need to slow down at some point, because we got our pentacles out here, and that's our slow progress. That's our slow to grow. It's our longevity. I'm going to be real honest, it lasts, but it is slower than all the other elements because it is the most dense. So when we're talking about the earth element, it is moving at a slower pace. But I feel as though you really are winning over these things. I feel as though that there's a lot of things here that are, what's the word? Like, I don't know, like I want to use the word achievement. Like, I feel like you're achieving a lot, this collective. Like, I feel like you're really putting things together. Now, you still have a little bit of work to do, and I feel like your work is surrounded and centralized by your growth and your healing. I do feel as though you're still kind of denying, like, you almost don't see the whole you yet. You almost don't see yourself yet. I do feel like there's a little bit of an ulterior motive in what you're doing right now as far as your push forward. I feel like something might have sparked your interest in that, like, you're kind of, I don't want to say hyper fixated, but you're almost like stuck on a topic or stuck on, like, some sort of, I want to use the word genre, but that doesn't really make any sense. But it's like you're just stuck on this kind of focus on this physical object or this learning idea or topic that you're, like, biding your time with, is the way that I want to say it. But I feel the need to tell you that whatever it is that you're hyper-fixating on, because they keep using the word hyper-fixate, whatever you're hyper-fixating on right now is actually really big to understanding you. It has something to do with how you work, and there are breadcrumbs in there that point directly back to you, that things are going to start making more sense. So when you research this topic, if you have that feeling like your brain gets going, you're like, oh my God, and then things start, like, falling together, although you can't, like, verbalize it, but things just start making sense, and you're like, oh my God, but that's why, but this makes sense because, and, like, this is what they're talking about, and you're actually doing a little bit of, like, a baby soul retrieval is the way that I want to say it. You're just bringing awareness to the past selves that were you. You're bringing awareness to maybe some past lives, past wisdoms, past knowledges, past lineages that you may have lived at one time or another, and some of the journeys that you may have taken during those lives. And I'm not saying that you're going to have like these vivid, I mean, you might, but I'm not saying you're going to have these like vivid painted pictures. You're like, oh my God, I was at this. And no, but it's more just that you're going to have a deeper understanding, and you're going to feel more whole because you understand some of the way why you're drawn to things, why you think the way you do, why you have strong belief systems founded in things that maybe you weren't brought up in this time. There's just something here that gets right down to the core of who you are, and it's part of your healing. I really feel like the need to tell you to take a break, though, from electronics. So, while research is great, I really feel the need to tell you to take a break from electronics, and there's something about somebody's neck, about their neck kind of hurting. Maybe they're arching over electronics and doing that like huncher down kind of a thing, but I am just getting like a little bit of soreness in the back of the neck as we're talking about all this research. Now, I really feel the need to tell a part of the collective here that this research is actually forging a better connection. I feel as though this is what is getting you connected. I don't necessarily want to say with source yet. I'm not getting a really strong pull like directly to source, but I think right now you're in the beginning stages of tying into higher self. You're in the beginning stages of tying into your higher mind. And I think that that's going to be huge for this collective as you guys start to move forward with what you're doing. I feel like I need to tell you wisdom is the smoke and mirrors. I feel like I need to tell you wisdom is the smoke and mirrors. So they're playing on your humanness. They're playing on your ego. They're playing on your excitement right now. And they're not doing it in a wrong way. They're doing it to keep you enthralled. They're doing it to make things interesting for you. They're doing it to keep you going, pretty much. They don't want you to sink back into the swamp of what you just crawled out of. So they're using the things that interest you to kind of elicit an excited, energetic response so that you can start putting things into work for yourself. You can start putting things into motion. I feel the need to tell you that this is going to come... Hey, 48 in the clock. This is going to come kind of a little bit as a shock to some, that you're going to bridge in this wisdom, knowledge, learning, this depth of self, depth of being. It's going to tie you back to present day. I feel like they need to tell somebody that they're going to like shock and awe your ass with the shit you need to look at right now. So they're keeping you in the loop. They're kind of keeping you hooked to keep you moving forward, because make no mistake, this is part of your healing journey. No matter what you discover about yourself, this is part of your healing journey. And I got the healing card out here, at least at two different decks. Now, this is directly tied to your rebirth. This is directly tied to redefining yourself, is the way that I want to say that. Directly tied to redefining yourself. And I feel the need to tell you that there's like this energy. I don't know if it's an energy that you're afraid to embody, or if this is just an energy that has caused you a little bit of turbulence, maybe growing up. But I do have this feminine energy who's just not the most supportive thing, who's just not the most healthy of an energy for you, in the ways that sometimes they rain on your parade. Sometimes she shoots you out the sky. And they're just talking about the need to kind of be paying attention to kind of defend yourself a little bit from the negativity of this energy. But they're really being poignant and not to take it personal, because I feel like this feminine sometimes will poke at you personally. Like she will personally poke at you on purpose. And they're just saying, don't take it personal. Just allow her to whatever. It's part of the distraction. It's placed there. Unfortunately, she has her own shit going on, but they're saying, like, for you, it's being deemed a distraction to what else you have going on. So just keep that in mind, that if something comes up and it seems like it's stealing your attention, that's exactly what it's doing. You know, mentally call it out to yourself that this is what it's doing, and then go about your way. They're talking about needing to follow your intuition on when to they're using the word delve, when to delve in to this type of an energy and when to just let it go and just let it spiral by itself, because they're talking about how this feminine can breed chaos all by herself regardless of who's around. So it's kind of you escaping her cyclistic chaos is the way that I want to say it. It's kind of like you escaping her cyclistic chaos and allowing her cyclistic chaos to be hers. And that's part of what this collective is kind of coming back from. Now, I feel like when you step away from this energy, regardless of who it is, when you choose to escape it, to find a different way to like free yourself from that type of a situation, you're going to be not only using your intuition, because you're going to get that ping when it's like, this is sus, and you walk the other way. That's that ping they want you to start paying attention to. Now, I feel the need to tell you that it's going to be a little bit of a tower moment for you. And I really do feel like you're a little bit of kind of a masculine energy coming out here. And I don't necessarily mean that you have to be masculine. I just mean in the fact that you've spent most of your life off of your masculine drive. You spent most of your life off of your gung-ho, get it done, my grind kind of a people. So it's just the fact that you've always been going. You might not have viewed this person or this situation as part of it. But part of learning yourself is also learning what you're not willing to put up with anymore. And this is directly tied into your tower. And it's not going to feel good. I'm just here to tell you it's not going to feel good. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. And it's going to rock your foundations. That's the way I want to say it. Because whoever this Queen of Wands, this negative Queen of Wands energy, this feminine who can be slightly berating, who can be slightly manipulative, it's seated at the core of who you are, so you've made it part of your foundations. You've molded yourself around what this person liked, what this person did. It doesn't matter. You just made yourself fit in the box that this person created. That's the whole idea. So because you have made her a core part of your foundation, when you step away, there's going to be holes and gaps in your foundation. So you're not going to feel secure. You're going to be questioning emotionally whether that was the right decision or not. And if you're after your tower, your realization, and your kind of come down is going to feel very rocky. It's going to feel like a rock slide. It's not going to feel good. And they're just warning you, and that's okay. They're prepping you so that you can be best prepared for it. So when it happens, it doesn't catch you by so much surprise. I got the Sun card out here. And I know that this is kind of weird. I've never taken the Sun card like this, but I'm going to take it like this today. I feel like I need to tell you there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like that, it's not where you're landing. You're not landing in the shitstorm. It's just to propel you back down so that you can do what you need to do for you, because they're talking about how this person may have oppressed you in one way, shape, or form. And they're talking about how you kind of put in a bunch of work, but you haven't gained anything from your work, in the fact of like, I don't want to say that. I don't like the way we said that. Not that you haven't gained anything. It's just that you can't do what you want to do, what your soul wants to do in this energy. So when you step away, you're going to be losing some of the falsities that have been built while you were in that space, but you're still learning. So it's not like all your hard work's for nothing. So I just feel the need to say that, because the way they said that made it sound like you were just like bupkis when you decide to choose you. You're just like, oh. Let's see if we can kind of see just a little bit past that. So past the tower. Past the tower's your breakthrough and your rainbow. So your rainbow's all about your connection. And when we were just talking about how you're beginning to bridge into your highest self, like your higher self communication, after your tower is your breakthrough, because that's when you truly get to see yourself. That's when you truly get to see everything. No blindfolds, no rosy glasses. You see right through the bullshit. You're dropping the illusions. But then you see yourself too. So you're playing small up until this point, right? Up until this tower, you've been playing small. So the breakthrough happens after the tower moment, when you're no longer playing small, when you're taking up all that space. And this is what triggers your connection, because once you start valuing yourself and what you do, is when your connection starts kicking up. I feel the need to tell you that 3s are important. I've had several 3s out on this table, whether they digitally add up to 3, or they are a 3 or a 30 on the card, or a 33. So 3-3 and 3-3-3 might be important for you as you start moving forward. You might just notice it as little synchronicities, or it might just start making sense in 3s. Like things might start happening in 3s, or you might just be getting signs of 3s. And as we say that, literally as we say that, we have a 36 on the table, which is 9, but you break it down, it's 3. This all has to do with your rebirth. This is all about you shedding your old skin so that you can do authentically you. You can't do new things in an old place, and this is the same thing. You can't be the new you in an old mask. So this is part of what they're telling you you're going to end up having to give up, whether you like it or not. But this tower is making me feel like you're going to like giving it up. The tower is making me feel like it's not going to be an issue giving it up. It's going to be something that you're like, oh, wow, really? Whew. And then you're just going to plow through it. It's making me feel like it's more going to be like a aha, rather than like something that you're fighting with once it hits your door. Does that make sense? It really just feels like it's something you're going to be like, oh, whew. Like, that's it? Oh, okay, I see that. I get that. It's going to suck emotionally, but you're not going to be like not wanting to see the tower, because I really do feel like after all the work you've put into yourself so far and what you're continuing to put into yourself, I really do feel like it's one of those things like you're ready now. Like, that's the way I want to say it. Like, it's time. You're ready now. Like, excuse me, transmutation. You're ready for the next level. You're ready for the next journey. You're ready for what comes after. Like, you're excited. And that's what's going to help propel you through everything. So don't worry. You're on the right track. You just have a little bit more bullshit to weed out. That's the only way I know how to say it. Like, you got a couple more strong lessons coming in. But it's okay, because the backside is good. The backside is bright. The backside's sunny. There's a lot of good things coming out. And they're just talking about how it's success and it's completion for you. Because once you see it, it doesn't matter how it makes you feel emotionally. It doesn't matter your energy in motion. You can't unsee it and you can't go back. That's the kind of thing. It's like, it's one of those things like once you know, and there's no going back, because once you know, you don't want it. That's the feeling of it. It's like once you know the truth, or once you know this, or once you see it clearly, you're like, all right, I'm done. But that only happens because you've begun to connect the higher self, because you've done some healing so far, because you have learned your worth, because you see yourself as valuable, and that's the pre-stuff that you're looking at right now, and the tower comes just after all of that, if that makes sense. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I'm going to scroll back through these comments and see what I missed while I'm chit-chatting. The list is open. We're doing 12/12 today. We have Cash App. We have Venmo. So if you want something felt into, if you got something like a question or maybe a topic like career, love, relationship or something like that, we can do that. Or if you don't know what you want at all and you're like, oh God, what does my team have to say? We can just do a general too. Everything's 12/12 today. We got Cash App, we got Venmo. My only ask is that when you donate, you come back in and you let us know how you donated. That way I don't miss you guys, because sometimes the notifications are a little slow to hit. You know what I mean? I'm going to just scroll back through here. Thank you so much for the follows. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the gifts. Hey, Leo. Sup, girl? Welcome in, James. Welcome in. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the rose. GL, yeah. Yo, the thunderstorm is crazy. We had a tornado warning. Like the sirens went off and it was crazy, but everything was all good. Like nothing happened. I was kind of a little bit, I'm glad nothing happened and nobody's house got destroyed, but I'm also like, I would love to see a good storm. But it blew just right past us, so it was like 5 miles from us, so I didn't really get to see it that much. So one single tear, but it was okay. But the rain was beautiful, and I have like I don't know, the newer part of the house, it has more of like a tinny roof sound. So the rainstorms are phenomenal because they just sound fantastic. Thank you so much for the follow, Christine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Penny, for the heart. Antium? Anti-M? What? Anti-M. Thank you so much for the gifts. Anti-M. What's Anti-M? What's Anti-M? Tornado, Wizard of Oz. Anti-M. Why do I not remember Anti-M? I was talking about the Wizard of Oz this morning, but why do I not remember Anti-M? I remember Toto. I remember the flying monkeys. I remember the house, and the house fell on the witch with the stockings, and her legs were like, ooh, it like, curled up. Jalen, is my ex Abby ever going to reach out again? So I won't be able to answer that question the way you worded it. So I have to be able to pull in your energy, and I can't pull in Abby's energy. So the way you worded it would would make me have to like infringe upon her energy and her free will. So I can do like a love relationship reading for you, Mr. Jalen, if you would like me to, but I just can't pull on Abby. So it's totally up to you. Sean, it made me think of Wizard of Oz. Yeah, oh yeah, she lived with aunt and uncle. I know that, but I don't remember the name being M. I don't remember the name being M though. Speaking of movies, do you remember the movie Shazam? Where the genie and the... Remember that? We were sitting on the couch and I blew your mind because everyone remembered the movie, including... And you couldn't find it anywhere. Tell me you changed timelines without telling me you changed timelines. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Suzie. Okay, hold on. Let me check. I'll be right back. Did I dye my hair? No, I have red highlights that are natural. I get them from my grandfather, and they're typically underneath my dark hair. So on top, my hair will look dark. When I put it up, the edges will look all red. I think it's a little exaggerated because of the overhead light, but it's there, yeah. But I get it from my lineage. Yeah, it's okay. I get that question a lot, especially in the summertime when my hair's up. People are like, Did you dye? I'm like, no. I even had hairdressers ask me that. They like part my hair to go cut it, and they're like, you know your roots are red, and I'm like, yeah, I understand. So I'm gonna go check, Suzie. I'll be right there. Hold on. All right, Miss Suzie. I know. We all need to go rewatch it. I've been on a slew of bad movies lately. Like, intentionally bad movies. Like, when you go to YouTube and you type in, like, free movies, and there's, like, some indie thing that was never hit the theaters, and you're like, what in the world? And they're just so funny to watch. Like, it's just hysterical. I've literally been cry laughing on the phone to Keys watching some of the most random movies, and I'm like, what in the world? And she's like, what are you watching? Because she can hear it in the background, and I'm like, you're never gonna... And then I'm just like 20 minutes long, I'm like, you're never gonna believe what happened. So sometimes you just gotta help yourself, you know? Alright, Suzie, I got you on the list, girl. Would you like a general, or do you have a question that you would like to ask, or maybe a topic? I was wondering. Career. I'm trying to switch careers, but it's harder than I thought. Am I making the right decision? Okay, so your question is, am I making the right decision with my career switch? Okay, so that's gonna be your question then. Am I making the right decision with your career switch? I feel like your team's like cold feet. I'm gonna be real honest before I even pull anything. They're like asking this line of questioning that makes me feel like they're gonna bait you into a da answer. So I'm gonna apologize right off the get. Because the first thing they asked was cold feet, and they said it with a question mark. And then they asked, well, did you like your other job? Was your other job happy? And then they followed it up with, when did you switch? How long ago did you switch? Did you think it was going to be super easy? Do you think it was just going to be a given? It's like this weird line of like 50 questions where I feel like we're in like an old, like, I don't know, Dirty Harry or something weird movie, like where someone's going to like grab the light and be like, where were you on the day of yesterday? Like, it's like this line of questioning that they're coming out with, and after every question they're inserting the word patience. So I just want you to know that before we throw cards, they're inserting the word patience after every line that they're throwing out as a question. You know, what were you happy before? Patience. Well, did you think it was going to be easy? Patience. Like, they just keep throwing it, and they're kind of being a little sly about it. Like, I think they're just trying to get you to take a breath, because it's making me feel like, makes me feel like you're putting all the pressure on yourself. Like, right now, it makes me feel like you're your biggest critic. Like, that's the way that I want to say it. Like, right now, you're your biggest critic. So, let's see. Career, did I make the right decision? God, your energy's wild. Your energy's wild. I'm sorry if I'm burping. You're having like some heavy conflict surrounding this whole thing. I got the Devil card out here in reverse, and it's really indicative of your inner lack, or your inner imbalance. I'm gonna be honest. Jesus. They're talking about how you're kind of causing your chaos. I have the Tower out here, but I have it after the moon, which is not only lending to your cycles, but also to your dreams, to your visualization of how things were, and I almost want to say your expectation. And you're kind of getting hit in the face with the fact that it wasn't as expected. That's the way that I want to say it. Like, it wasn't as expected. And I got the Hangman after that, and it's really lending you toward the dissatisfaction. So I feel like they're really painting the picture for your energy right now. It almost makes me feel like you feel like your passion isn't enough. That's the way that I want to say that. 9:09 on the clock. It's making me feel as though you think your passion isn't enough to get it done. And it's almost like you're running up against the wall of it's like you're running up against the wall of like, but what happens when hard work's not enough? Like, that's the way that I want to say that. Like, what do I do when hard work doesn't get done? Like, what do I do but what if it doesn't, like, it's not panning out? I just feel like it's kind of causing you an emotional and an energetic, like, that spark. It's like draining that spark out of you. that harsh realization that came along with the tower after your expectation kind of got flushed is the way that they're kind of making me feel. I feel like this is really just disrupting you, like in everything that you're doing. I feel like it's really disrupting you, by the way by the way that you're perceiving it, by the way that it hasn't materialized the way that you were hoping. It's almost like, it's just caused a lot of dis-ease, not only in the career, but for you, like, I want to say almost like foundationally in, like, the security sense is the way that I want to say it. I'm gonna be honest, I get the feeling based on all of this that you don't, like, you're second guessing your decision, is the way that I want to say it. I don't think that spirit is second guessing your decision. They're kind of saying risks are part of the game. That's kind of odd. I feel the need to tell you you're killing it. That's the way that I want to say it. I feel the need to tell you you're killing it. And you're killing it before it's even, like, begun to bloom, is the way that I want to say it. Your indecision, your doubt is killing its chance. I just asked the question bluntly, was this a good decision, yes or no? Very first card out was all about incredible defeat, was all about having zero faith in what you're starting, almost cursing it, downcasting it, and then there's this kind of like impulsive energy that follows that, and then we have 3 maybe cards that are sitting in indecision, sitting in a difficult crossroad, like kind of torn between how you feel, and then the other energies are all about like trickery and feeling like you messed up, and you're doubting the whole thing, and you're the kind of like, you're shooting it out of the sky before it's even like begun, is the feeling here. So you've forced your wheel, like you have forced your wheel into a bridge. So what could have been really prosperous is now tipped sideways, and it kind of hangs in the teeter-totter because it decides it decides how you. They're kind of like putting it back. They're putting it back on your shoulders. They're saying like if you think it's a failure and it'll burn. Like they're literally saying that it'll be the worst bad luck you've ever had. It'll be the worst decision you've ever made. Because you made it so. Like that's the way that is the way they're laying this out, and I don't know that I've ever really had this, but that's the way they're laying it out. They're saying that you're cursing it before it's even begun to like bloom or sprout or have like a leaf to it, like to begin to have some sort of an abundance, prosperous moment to it. And then we got the Wheel of Fortune out here, and they're literally saying that it's tied with how you look at it. Like, it's tied with what you decide, what energy you decide to cast on it. So if you decide to cast loving, fulfilling, abundant energy on it, you're going to be fine. The more you talk down about it, the more you question it, the more you're sitting there and dreading it and kind of cursing the fallout and focusing on the way it's not panning out, you're like perpetuating the downfall of whatever you're trying to like begin. Yeah. I literally have the Eight of Swords out here, and this is all about the mental game you play. And then I literally have my Nine of Cups in reverse. Material unhappiness, physical unhappiness, emotional unhappiness, like lack of satisfaction, lack of abundance, lack of fulfillingness. Your pleasures also in a bridge. So when we're talking about, victory and abundance, it's also out in a bridge, so it's sitting in a maybe. Now, I do have my Seven of Wands out here, but this isn't really a great card because this is you swatting it away with your wand. Like, this is you swatting its chance away with your wand. So they're saying if you continue to view it as a negative thing, then you're casting a negative energy on it, is the way that they're saying. And they're being honest, and they're saying if that's how you feel about it, then you should leave. Like, that's the way they're saying it. If that's how you feel about it, then you should leave. That's why we have this Leave card out here. Like, if you make a rational decision and say that this is the energy that it has, and I don't like it, I don't want it, then leave. Like, then leave. That's what it's saying. Like, then leave because you're dooming it. It could be the best job, but if it's not the job for you, then to you it's going to be the worst job ever. And that's the way they're saying it. Like, if you changed your mind, and that's part of the indecision. If you've changed your mind and it's no longer something that is appealing to you, and you've made it a chore and you've made it a burden, then, like, she's like, well, then that's what it's going to be. Like, that's the way that they're saying it. It's like, that's what it's going to be. It has nothing to do with anything else. And they're just talking about how, like, your back and forth, your indecision, your questioning everything is really tied to your lack of trust and your lack of faith in it, because it's requiring, I want to say it's like almost like it's requiring more of you than you thought it would. And I feel like this is tied back to what you expected, your expectation that you held for it, and it's like it's consuming more things. And I just feel like you feel, I want to use the word tricked, like almost like you feel tricked or you feel cheated with time spent elsewhere is maybe the way that I want to say it. Or it's like, I don't know if it's like a lack of free time, but it's like it's requiring a lot more dedication is the way that I want to say it than you're willing to give it. And they're talking about because you're unwilling to do it, and because you feel as though you've been tricked or cheated into buying into something is the way that I want to say it, into buying into something. They're calling your efforts unstable. So you're not sitting in faithfulness. You're not sitting in the grind of being like, oh, we're going to get through this because it's going to pan out and I have faith and I'm going to put my all in. It's almost like you don't want to do that. So when you do it, it's all there, and then it's not there, and then it's all there, and it's not there, and it's all there, and it's not there. And they're saying that that's not a good breeding ground for anything to grow. If you give it light for 4 days, and then you take the light away for 2 weeks, and then you flood it with water because it looks thirsty, and then you bring it to the Sahara Desert for a month, and then you're like, back to light again. And they're talking about how that's not conducive for healthy growth. So they're kind of talking about it. That's how you look at it. That's why it's a maybe, because if that's how you look at it, then that's all you're going to get out of it. It's all your perspective with this one. Because if you're looking at it as something that you don't like to do, it's no longer fun. It's not what you expected. It's more work than you thought it was going to be. It's harder than you thought it was going to be. It's more time. Like, that's what I want to say. They keep talking about time consuming. It's more time consuming. It's requiring more of you than you were wanting to give to it. Then it's already lost its luster, and you've already sucked the fun out of it, and it's become a chore. So you have to decide now, is the outcome, once it gets up and going, going to be worth it? And then are you even going to be able to last until it gets up and going, or are you going to hurt yourself? Because this Eight of Swords out as a bridge, this Eight of Swords out as a bridge is all about how this is still kind of a back and forth for you. This is your decision. Like, this is still, it's like you're sitting here like, I'm not really sure if this is what I'm going to do. I kind of feel stuck, but sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do, but sometimes, but it's kind of what I thought I wanted, but it's not really panning out. Like, it's this back and forth that's really making it so hard for you. And that's where this comes as a maybe, because they're completely, like, washing their hands of the choice. They're just saying if you don't like it, then you don't like it. I feel like somebody on your team saying it's okay to start again. It's okay to start again if you feel like that's what you want to do. But they want you to commit to whatever it is that you're starting again. Like, it's okay to start again. So whatever your pivot would be. Like, I feel like this is really just trying to... He's saying it's like it's okay to try things, but faith has to be present. And when I'm saying faith, I don't mean like in the Lord. I'm talking about like faith in yourself, faith in knowing that it's going to be okay, that it's going to work out, that you're not going to fail, that it's going to be difficult, but you're going to get past it. It's like, he's kind of talking about like the expectation you held kind of having burnt you. And he just keeps like saying it on repeat, like it's just not what you expected. That's like the only thing that he like keeps saying on repeat, and that's part of the tower moment. And because it's not showing up exactly the way you expected it to, or with the ease that you expected it to, requiring the amount of time and dedication that you expected it to. So basically, it didn't show up in the package or in the bow that it was either sold to you in or whatnot. And I think that's a little bit of the lies and deception, is because you kind of have that feeling of like, well, I was sold this, but I didn't get this. And it's kind of one of those. So the decision's not necessarily bad, but if you don't like it, then it's awful. Like, that's the way that they're saying it. It wasn't a bad decision, but if you don't like it, then it's awful, because you're not putting enough to it to make it great, is what they're saying. Like, going through the motions don't cut it. And I feel like they're talking about how you're kind of trying to like build something different. You were trying to do something different. And it just, the fun's just kind of a little sucked out of it, is the way that they're making it feel, Miss Suzie. Do you have anything you would like clarified about that? I'm going to just scroll through here, but if you need anything clarified or anything resaid, just let me know. Career, I'm going to switch careers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm just second guessing. I didn't realize it'd be so time consuming and expensive. Yeah. Hey Z, how's it going? Yeah, and that's kind of what they were hinting at, is like it just wasn't packaged. They're just kind of talking about how it's kind of lost its luster with you. Like how it's kind of just, it's more of a chore and you're looking for something more fun. And they're just saying if you're going to go at it with it being a chore, it's going to be awful. Like, that's just the way they're saying it. Like, if it's losing its shine and its luster right now, like, you're not going to like it in a couple months, because it's, you know what I mean, it's still in the kind of stages. Hey Courtney, is my husband lying to me about changing for our marriage? I can't feel into your husband's energy, I'm sorry, not without his permission. Um, let's see. Yeah, it is. But I'm going to tell you it's not overnight at all. Every single card out here is a yes to that question. Will it pan out if I change my mindset and I put hard work in? Yeah, but it's not overnight. It's not overnight at all. You have Pentacles. It is slow progress. It's a lot of strength out here on the table. There's a lot of trusting your intuition. There's a lot of having hope. There's a lot of needed passions. There's a lot of accepting the lull and the stagnancy and continuing the forward motion. There's not losing your sense of power. There's a not losing, your sense of direction and to having a clear sight for what you want and tying that back to your manifestation and your creation ability in order to create fulfillment, because that's the end card, in order to create fulfillment. But you have the Knight of Pentacles out here. So it's not a quick, easy thing. It's doable, but it's going to take more than just going through the motions. Like, you're going to have to, do it. Like, you're going to have to put it into practice and then hold yourself to it. And have the focus and the determination and the dedication and not lose the sight of, the end goal. Not lose that direction. Because you're going to be willing it into existence. That's what it's going to end up being. It's going to be part of a manifestation, willing it into, with your creation energy, your creativity, your magic, your power, your energy. It's going to be pretty much building it. Hey, Dream Angel. So it's not going to be a quick thing. It's not like you're going to be like, I believe in myself, blink, and it's going to be the next day. So, with persistence, yeah, it'll be profitable. But without persistence, But you have fulfillment here at the end. You have, the ability to have it happen, but it's not quick. Melissa, how's it going, dude? It's not quick. You got the patience card out as the last card, which is also a yes. But it's a patience card. And the next card that I almost dropped on the floor is fighting for what you believe. Asserting yourself. So it's not an overnight thing. That's why they have it out as a maybe for you, because you have to decide if you want to go the duration. And if you don't want to go the duration, then it ain't gonna work. That's the way they're saying it, So I hope that helps, Miss Suzie. Thank you so much for allowing me in your energy. Thank you for sharing time and space with us today. It is much appreciated, Let me just check. Hold on. Okay. Miss Z. Hold on. Let me just scroll for a second. Hey, Melissa. I lack patience. Susie, stop. I just looked at your link tree. I'm thinking about booking outside of here. Oh, you can always book privately. That's not a problem at all. That's why I have them. And I just added them to the link tree. So I hope you use the little slidey button, because the slidey button gets you directly to all the services, all the handmade products, all of the free tree of knowledge, and the product links now. So they directly load you to each individual page where you can read about every service individually. So for some people who don't know how to navigate the website, I thought it might be helpful. So you can always do that. And if you don't know what you want to book, we have a free, it doesn't cost you anything, consultation. So if you're not sure what you want, you don't know if you want to read, you don't know if you need spiritual assistance, you don't know if you want to embark on shadow work or mentorship or whatever, that's what that space is for. You kind of talk about what your goals are, what you might be trying to strive to, what you're trying to get out of something, and then we kind of like talk together and place you in something that would be your best benefit. For some people that's a read, for some people that's, a more developed private space, so it just depends. So just know that that's always available to you. Miss Z, hold on, I'm sorry, my thing's all messed up. I'm checking out the slidey thing. Leanne. Okay, Ms. Z, hold on. Let me get back up to you. Hey, I just have a lot going on with this change with my BD. I would like a general reading, like what's next in love, career, life in general. With my BD. Is BD baby daddy? Or is BD birthday? I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you just want a general. I'm sorry. I just had a cat. Again, that started violently meowing outside. I don't know if you guys caught it because the music's on. But it was violently meowing. Violently. Okay, so okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. The yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. The like right under the window. Anyway, okay, Miss Z. Do you have Miss Z? Do you have a past loved one who would have been like a couple, like maybe they're both passed, like a husband and wife, maybe? She's kind of hourglassy shaped, but I feel like she's got breastises and a booty. And I feel like he's a little thicker. Not like fat, but a little bit thicker. And I don't know if she liked her nails getting done. Or she gets done up. But there's something about nails in her hands. Like, I don't know if she wore jewelry, and I don't mean just like a wedding band. I'm just like, if she wore like jewelry, like rings, or like a bracelet, there's just something regarding the hand, and she seems darker, like either really tan, or African American, or Hispanic, or just like of a darker complexion. I'm not seeing her face though. But I'm seeing her hand. Well, just the one hand, really. I'm not sure if she's going to have, or he's going to have anything to say. But the second I picked up cards to feel into you, it's like she ran across the room and, like, ran at me. But not in, like, a crazy way. Just was like, ooh, like, and, like, that's the way I want to do it. Ooh. And, like, I don't know if she's wearing heels or what. I have no idea. But, like, ooh. And then, like, came, like, around the table. She's not really saying a whole lot. But it did catch my attention before we grabbed the cards. So, not really sure. She's not really saying anything. So, we're just going to leave that one for there. We're going to leave that there for now. But, so, coming next in your love, career, relationship. Coming next. She's kind of a weird energy. I don't know. I don't know. She's just very, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe her energy. She's like kind of sassy, but kind of funny. Like I have no idea what is going on. Okay, we're gonna try to like ignore her for a second, because I don't know what she's doing. She's just acting a whole fool in the corner. I don't even understand who she is. Okay. Anyway. Okay. General. I feel I need to tell you your glow-up's coming next, is the way that I want to say it. Like, I feel I need to tell you your glow-up's coming next. I don't know if you've been doing some... I don't even want to call it soul searching, because I feel like that's not it. Maybe just some you time. Like, maybe just reassessing things. I feel like there's been a lot of, like, mental reassessing is the way that I want to say it. And I feel as though you've kind of been feeling slightly unabundant. That's the way I want to say it. Like, almost like a, why is this happening? Kind of a little bit of that stressful time to where things maybe not be working out the best way possible. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like you're just settling into your tower. Like, that's the way I want to say it. You're still working through your catalyst for change. You're still working through it. So, that's part of why everything's been feeling a little bit hard. And I feel like this Emperor energy is actually a physical person that's not you. I do feel like this is a separate energy from the feminine energy that I already have out on the table. And I feel like it's in relation to this tower, this this catalytic trigger. I feel as though you're kind of trying to like rough up strength for yourself. That's the way that I want to say it. Like you're trying to conjure up strength for yourself, and you just haven't quite got all the way there. I feel as though that you are trying to work hard, though, and you're trying to figure everything out, and you're trying to kind of, like, make it through. That's the way I want to say it. You're kind of trying to make it through. No, I just got yelled at. Wrong deck. You're trying to make it through. Now, it's going to take a lot of determination, but I do have the Fool. Hold on. Oh, my God. We almost had the live ended because we must be on here for more than an hour, and it gave me the puzzle piece thing, and my team was shouting at me to look up. So that would have been wild. I'm gonna be honest. You still in the storm. You're not on the other side yet. You have new beginnings coming on the other side. But you're still in your tower. Like, you're still working through the emotions and the chaos and the destruction that your catalytic tower brings. But it's going to force you to have to view yourself differently, and that's the point. It's going to force you to have to dig deep like you are. Yeah. So they're just kind of talking about showing yourself self-love through the whole thing, showing yourself grace and understanding, and not losing, like, using it as a way of gaining strength and wisdom, and not losing yourself in it. Like, they want you to separate yourself, specifically your feminine and your emotions, your feministic emotions and your feelings. They want you to separate it from the capitalistic chaos, because they're talking about it churning up some of those things for you, and they're really bringing it back to love, like self-love, more than anything. Yeah, you're still in the middle of your shapeshift. You're still in the middle of your glow up. Like, you're not on the other side yet. So I don't know if we'll be able to pull on what's coming, because you're still in the middle of transformation. You ain't out yet. And the tug of war you feel from the catalytic event is also the pushback that you're getting from not only this person's energy, but your energy, dealing with the whole thing as a whole. Jesus. The next thing coming for you is discovering your power. The next thing coming for you is redefining family. The next thing coming for you is discovering the intricate workings of who you are. Next thing coming for you is balance. And then way after tower is joy. And they're talking about it being the little bits of joy. Not like the big, overwhelming amounts of joy. Like the joy in the little things is the way that I want to say that. You're in the middle of discovering yourself. You're in the middle of discovering your healing. Because after this, you're going to have to. That's the way they're saying it. Like, after this, you're going to have to. So that's what you have going on for you. Now, let's see if we can bridge into career. Your career is all forward movement here. It's continuing on. It's finding peaceful resolutions. It's compromise. It's moving forward to a better agenda is the way that it's kind of coming out here. It's more like it's more prosperous is the way that I want to say it. But I'm gonna be honest. Right now, it's still sitting as a imbalance. I got the temperance in reverse here, so it's not sitting in its full balance. It's not sitting in its abundant state quite yet. Yeah. Temperance out again. Goddamn. Goddamn. Like. Career's gonna fall together. But it's tied to everything else. Unfortunately, your career's not separate. It's tied to everything else. And they're focusing on more on your catalytic event and less of what's going to end up happening. Now, I do have I really feel like it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna only happen afterwards because I have the Hermit, and then after the Hermit, I have your Chariot. Like after your Hermit, I have your Eight of Pentacles and weaving your web and how everything falls into place and how it's divinely placed, and that's all after your Hermit mode. And your Hermit mode was what we just talked about. Your Hermit mode was this catalytic tower and this healing that comes off of it, redefining your family, redefining your joys in life, redefining your power, redefining your strength, like redefining what's hard for you, what is your breaking point, like redefining what you're worth, what you're willing to put up with. It's all of that, and then with that know-how you charge forward. That's why you come off the Hangman, your new perspective into the Star. You know what I mean? You come off of your Hangman, your new perspective on the whole situation into your Star, your divinely led thing. So it's only afterwards. It's only after you heal from the tower that career falls into place. Because it's almost like you steer yourself there is the way that I want to say it, because of where you would be sitting would be propelling you for it. You said relationship though, right? You said relationship too. You said relationship. I think you said relationship. Okay, I feel like this is the now. Sorry. I feel like this is the now relationship. I'm gonna have to restate that question. Because they literally got you bridging through conflict, moving on. So either like a breakup or just, moving past things and trying to plan for the future and trying to move on. But they're talking about how you're kind of back and forth between two energies. One being like burnt out and kind of like a lack of social life, and the other one trying to be fierce and enthusiastic, and it's like this pendulum swing. But I feel like that's more now. That kind of back and forth. I almost want to use the word grumpy. Yeah, you just not gonna like this. I just don't, I just don't think you're gonna like this. It's so relationship is a lot of you fighting your cycle. Relationship is a lot of you not necessarily learning your full lesson and then falling victim to it again, and again and again and again. It's also kind of about regaining your composure, unstucking yourself, because I feel like in some way, shape, or form you almost feel victim to the cycle in the way that you kind of feel trapped or stuck in the cycle itself, and you can't quite see your way out of it. Like you can't quite make it completion. But they're talking about you kind of 949 on the clock. You kind of through this catalyst that either just occurred or is actively occurring. That's what's going to bring a close to one of your biggest cycles, to one of your biggest continuation with the bullshit of the love outside of you. Because I have the Death card out here and I have the World card out here, so it's all talking about your rebirth and your success, but it's still only after. Yeah, we got the Ace of Swords, which is physically a new mental beginning, because you would have had to have turned your Hangman the other way around and viewed it from a new perspective in order to get an Ace of Swords, which would be truly learning your lesson, which would only come after completion of the lesson. And then you also have your 5 of coins, which is bridging out of that victim, this happened to me, and oh, now I get it. Why this happened kind of a thing. Yeah. Yeah. So, it's a lesson. It's a lesson, and with the amount of cycle cards that are out here, as far as relationship go, it will repeat again and again and again and again, even with different people in the same playbook. If it's not learned, you got your wheel out here, you got your moons, you got your cycles in several decks. It's repetitive to teach you something. So that's entirely up to you on how you face the lesson, if you can see the truth in it, if you can, and your growth off of it, kind of internalizing it, is how it stops. So right now it sounds like you're in a bunch of kind of karmic-y, triggering, kind of a patternistic behavior as far as relationships go, where it seems to go well, and then all of a sudden you kind of get a bunch of heartbreak. Or it's the same thing, different guy, or the same guy, different times, or whatever. But it's just a repetitiveness to the nature of it. As far as career goes, they're kind of talking about your actual career only coming after the healed, because what you're bringing towards you is not going to be something you want longevity in. It's going to be equally as unstable, is the way that they're saying it. It's going to be equally as unstable, because of what energy you're currently sitting in. So it makes me feel like career's coming, because we did have success out with career, but it's only after the completion of your catalytic event. So it seems like they're having you focus on your catalytic crumbling right now of your tower, and then based on what kind of a healing process you combat off of that is going to determine what type of a relationship you bring in next, whether it be another lesson or whether it be something different. And then career is only going to happen once you get your whole self in a better state of energy, is the way that they're saying it. I hope that makes sense, Miss Z. Do you have any questions? I know I tried to hit all 3 of the things that you asked for. I'm going to scroll back through here, though, and just see what you wrote. Hold on, I think I scrolled too far. Oh, no, I didn't. What's next in love, career, and life? Okay. Baby father. Thank you, Pearl. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. The ones that come around my yard, they're all good. They usually end up eating, because I usually end up feeding them unintentionally when I feed my cat. She lets them eat, so I used to do my Gmaz nails all the time. If they were actual, like, they were actual nails, right? Like, she didn't have nails like me. Like, she had, like, nails that were, like, past the, don't look at that finger, but, like, past the fingertip. If she had, like, actual nails, then that might be her. I'm not, like I said, I'm not seeing her face. She just was, like, super excited. Like, stood up and was like, "Woo, I'm coming!" And then, like, I don't know, like ran, trotted. I don't know what word I would use for that type of a run. I feel like she's eye rolling or gonna hit me. I'm not really sure which one. So I don't know if she would swing things at people's heads. But it's giving me the vibe of when my grandma's gonna hit me. But yeah, so if she had, like, nails, like, I'm not saying, like, giant nail, like, no, but I'm just saying if she had nails that went past her fingertip, like, her actual pad fingertip, then maybe. Did she have a handbag? Like, was she one of those grandmas that had kind of like a rectangle, like, I don't want to say straight rectangle, but it's hitting me as, like, a bag, like, not like this, like, little bag. It's hitting me as, like a purse. Anyway, Thank you so much, Leo, for the roses. She dressed fancy and she was stylish. Oh no, like she was up on it. Like this was not like your typical grandma. Like this is not the grandma that I would have envisioned. So the fact that you told me she was a grandma, I feel like I don't know if I would have guessed she was a grandma. I mean, her hands looked older, but they didn't give me like. Did she lotion a lot? Was she a lotioner? Like. Because I feel like when I was gonna say, like, I didn't get, like, a super wrinkly, like, kind of a feeling, or a super, like, slow-moving kind of a feeling, but no, she was very stylish. Like, I felt like she was walking in, like, a heel, or, like, and she had, like, clothes on. She wasn't, like, wearing, like, you know, baggy clothes. Like, she was very stylish. Like, I would agree with you. She was very stylish. And I feel like her hair was done. Like, I don't know if she was somebody who never left the house without her hair done. But, I just feel like she took very good care of herself as far as, like, her appearance goes. Like, nails included. Like, nails were a part of it. It was a part of everything. Like, either jewelry, you know, accessories, a bag, like... And I feel like her clothes were kind of form-fitting. I don't feel as though they were, like... I don't think they were, like, woo-woo. But, like, I feel like she has breasts, though. Like, I feel like she has boobs. But, it just makes me feel like she's still dressing fashionable. If that makes sense. Like, I feel like she's still dressing fashionable, regardless of how old she is and her hair is done. Like, that's the way I want to say it. Like, her hair's done did. Like, it's all up in it. Like... I don't know why I said it like that, but but it's like she looks nice. Like that's the way I want it. Like she looks nice. She's not like she didn't like let herself go or anything like that. Like she looks nice. Probably my Gma. Very sad. Emotions everywhere. Oh goodness. I don't know what to do. Thank you so much, Leo. BD must about to cause more heartbreak for me. I'm just so tired. I'm so sorry, Z. It's hard. Very grumpy. She had long nails. Yeah, okay. I don't know. It just gives me like the vibe of like she like I don't know, like I don't know if she put on, like, lotion. Like, she's just giving me, like, this vibe, like, but I think that just goes back to her hygiene. Like, I feel like she had good hygiene. I feel like she kept herself good. You're always welcome, Z. Thank you so much for all of your time, your energy, for sharing space with us. Thank you for your donation. Thank you, Miss Suzie, for paying for a read as well. It is much appreciated. I am going to head out of here if nobody else needs anything from me. It is 9:59 on the clock. I will try to be on, what's tomorrow? Wednesday. Yeah, I will be on tomorrow morning, around probably 11:30, Eastern Standard Time. So I will see you guys all there. Thank you so much for all your love, your support, your follows, your likes. Go visit us on Insta. I'm doing all the things on Instagram. Please go check us out. We are also on YouTube. Check out the link tree. We revamped it. So go ahead and look at it. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.